They told you to search for balance, but I urge you to ignite your passion. They advised you to slow down, while I challenge you to rise up. It's not peace that you require, it's purpose. You don't need a life of ease. You need unwavering dedication to your goal. If balance were truly effective, men wouldn't find themselves exhausted, scattered, and defeated as they strive to maintain it. But if you choose to stay with me, you will uncover a profound truth. Balance is merely fear, masquerading as wisdom, and only commitment can lead you to true freedom. Society tells you to seek balance. I implore you to chase fire. They advocate for energy management, but I suggest you seize control of it. What has been touted as wisdom is often nothing more than fear in disguise, and moderation frequently serves as a polite cover for compromise. You aren't fatigued from too much work. Rather, you're weary because you've never pursued your purpose with fervor. Balance is a delusion that softens men. It whispers that you must slow down, rest more, and hold back. It cautions that intensity is dangerous and obsession is unhealthy. But here's the stark reality. No man has ever achieved greatness by simply aiming for balance. Balance begets mediocrity, disguised as tranquility, rather than monumental achievements. You can't maintain a fire through balance. You either feed it or extinguish it. There's no room for compromise. The essence of a man, once ignited with passion, was never meant to be managed like a budget. It's meant to consume all lesser aspirations and forge through fear, comfort, and distractions until only the mission remains. You were not designed for a mundane existence. You were created to burn brightly, to pursue intensely, and to move toward a clear and dominant objective with such focus that hesitation can't keep pace with you. Balance is not control. It is procrastination. It serves as the modern man's excuse for indecision. When he claims he needs to find balance, what he often means is that he fears committing fully. He hesitates to select a path because he worries about losing options, and as a result, he often ends up choosing nothing at all. Understand this law. Anything pursued without complete commitment will ultimately fade away. No objective, aspiration, or new identity can survive your inconsistent efforts. Purpose demands unwavering focus, whereas balance creates division. A mind divided is a weak one. A man with split loyalties becomes easy prey for the first challenge he faces. When trials arise, and they will, he will retreat into the comforting illusion of balance, when what he truly lacks is the courage to decide. Consider the lives of those who built lasting legacies. Take Andrew Carnegie as an example. He did not embody moderation. He didn't strive for balance. He sought expansion, production, and dominance in steel. His life was not neatly structured. It was built like an empire, through long hours, singular focus, and unyielding clarity. Carnegie was not at odds with himself. He did not pursue multiple goals. Instead, he concentrated his energy into one powerful stream, a current that traversed obstacles and eventually transformed an industry. This is the essence of a builder. He does not occupy himself with balance, but focuses on progress. He doesn't disperse his efforts across many fronts. He masters one, earning him respect, fear, and remembrance. On the contrary, the man who pursues balance becomes subdued, predictable, and foggy in purpose. His energy is diluted, his decision-making muddled, and his convictions diluted by the need to maintain harmony. Conversely, the man who prioritizes purpose over balance becomes formidable. A man of purpose exudes clarity. He speaks with conviction and walks with intention. He isn't available for every conversation or event. He doesn't simply accept every invitation. He doesn't drift through life. He commands it. Now, you must make a choice. Will you be known for managing balance or for steadfastly pursuing purpose? You cannot pursue both at the same time. One path leads to tranquility without a legacy. The other leads to a legacy without regrets. Yes, there will be discomfort, and there will be sacrifice, but these are the hallmarks of greatness. Accepting this truth makes sustaining your fire easier. Once a man embraces discomfort, he becomes unstoppable. When you operate with fervor, your world simplifies. Your choices become more apparent, and your mission clarifies your next move. You no longer need multiple options. You only need one aim and total commitment to it. Stop attempting to contain a flame. Instead, nurture it. Feed it with effort, time, and structure. Allow your distractions to fade away and let your complacent habits be consumed by repetition and intensity. Here's the unvarnished truth in one line. Balance is the grand illusion of the uncommitted individual. It is his excuse, his protective shield, and his mask. But once you see through this deception, it will perish. In its wake, obsession will arise, not madness, but a sacred madness that builds empires and shatters fear. Now, affirm this with steadfast conviction. Speak it with power until your subconscious absorbs the truth. I was not meant for balance. I was born for purpose. I pursue fervently and without pause. Repeat it until it resonates deeply within you. I was not created for balance. I was born for purpose. I pursue without hesitation. Moving forward, you will stop striving for comfort and instead commit to your aims, for true commitment leaves no room for balance, only fire. Balance is not wisdom. It is fear disguised as discipline. It sounds respectable and responsible, but beneath lies cowardice dressed in rationality. Those who talk of moderation do so not from clarity, but from fear of making choices. They desire success without sacrifice and power without pressure. Hence, they target nothing with genuine intensity. The individual who claims, "I'm just trying to stay balanced," often uses this as a shield to avoid commitment, to dodge the responsibility of choosing a singular aim and rejecting all others. They prefer to juggle possibilities over dedicating themselves to one mission. But the moment you decide, you must act. Action brings accountability, and that accountability can scare you more than failure ever could. Fear cloaks itself in language that appears wise. It advises against burnout, promotes realism, and warns against excessive risks. Yet it never advocates giving everything you've got, never pushes you to be all in, never implores you to make a decision and stick with it. Fear's singular aim is to shield your comfort, even at the cost of your true destiny. The average person bends to this soothing voice. They heed its whispers because it speaks gently and convincingly. But the powerful individual recognizes this voice as an adversary to growth. He doesn't engage with it. He ignores it and acts regardless. Here's an essential truth. Every moment of hesitation invites fear to take root. Each second spent weighing already clarified options is time wasted. True greatness begins with decision, a decision driven by desire, not analysis or emotional comfort. Do you want to know why many men never break through their limits? It's not due to a lack of intelligence. It's because they prioritize safety. They aim to avoid pressure, to traverse life without risk, so they mask their fear as a search for balance, confining themselves to mediocrity. The middle ground is death. It's where dreams gradually fade, not through violence, but from drifting and indecision. You must choose decisively, and once you make that choice, You need to remain committed through the challenges that arise. Look at Henry Ford, not known for balance, but for vision and relentless pursuit of a singular objective. He wasn't swayed by others' opinions or criticisms and sought no one's permission to pursue his passion. His decision reshaped an industry. Ford understood that complexity breeds indecision, so he simplified his aim: put the world on wheels. From this decision, factories and revolutions emerged. He didn't seek equilibrium, he aimed for completion. This is your model. Identify where you use the concept of balance to stall action. Where do you find yourself saying you need more time when what you really need is to make a definitive choice? Where do you find yourself saying, not yet, even when the fire within you beckons? Identify these areas and replace them with decisive movement. Until you act, you don't truly believe. Until you take action, fear continues to have dominion over you. The only way to eradicate fear is by starve it of delay. You will not feel prepared. That's beside the point. You might not feel fearless, but action, in the face of fear, is what forges the new you. Balance keeps the old self alive. Now, write down the decision you've been postponing. Then write down the excuses that have led to that delay. Recognize the fear embedded in your language, then move forward without hesitation. Choose your direction. Choose your fire. Choose now. Because fire illuminates the path ahead, not safety. Direction lends life shape, not balance. Repeat this affirmation slowly, with conviction, as if it's a weapon breaking the chains of indecision. Balance is fear. I choose direction. I choose fire. I choose now. Again, balance is fear. I choose direction. I choose fire. I choose now. From this moment forward, when the voice of moderation murmurs, you will recognize its identity, and you will no longer obey it because you have chosen your path. A man who has chosen cannot be swayed. The mind isn't structured to pursue multiple objectives. It is built to serve a singular intention, one direction, one focused obsession. This isn't a weakness, it's empowerment. Until you select a definite aim, you will remain fragmented, plagued by distraction and the mirage of progress. Definiteness of purpose is not just beneficial, it's indispensable. It is the bedrock of sustained success, the anchor of clarity, the engine propelling your action, and the sword that slices through every excuse masquerading as virtue. The individual who attempts to divide his attention across numerous endeavors believes he is being productive, but in reality, he is diluting his destiny. No remarkable mountain is summited by those who waver between paths. The one who reaches the peak is the one who decisively selects a route and burns the bridges back. You cannot serve two masters. This is not merely allegory, it's law. If you split your attention, you compromise your strength. If you contemplate multiple goals, you weaken the intensity necessary to succeed in even one. If you try to balance between missions, you'll never fully devote yourself to any of them, and your results will echo that hesitation. Balance disperses you. Purpose consolidates you. It aligns every thought, every decision, and every breath toward your goal. Purpose makes your yes automatic and your no unshakable. You no longer ruminate over distractions because they've ceased to compete for your attention. You have already made your choice, and once you've chosen, everything else becomes clear. Your time gains significance. Your energy becomes invaluable. Decisions are made swiftly. Doubt loses its power, and for the first time, you become formidable. You carry not options, but fire. Let me lay down this truth plainly. The individual who knows what he wants and commits to it will draw in the power necessary to achieve it. This isn't mere motivation, it's a spiritual principle. When your mind is focused, your will is unyielding, and your actions are consistent, the world cannot resist you. Opportunities abound when you are no longer blind to them. Indecision obscures potential, while decisiveness brings it into focus. Look at the lives of historical figures who transformed the world, not through grand speeches, but through singular vision. Consider Thomas Edison, not a man of balance, but of relentless pursuit. He didn't structure his time for leisure or worry about overexertion. He often slept in brief intervals at his workbench, surrounded by his innovations until his visions became reality. He lived intensely, not in chaos, but in devotion. He believed in the unseen, and through that belief, he bent reality to his will. You are no different from him. The only distinction between the obsessed and the distracted is that one has made a choice, while the other remains paralyzed by options. You must choose, decide, and eliminate distractions. What is your singular aim? Say it aloud. Not a goal that feels safe or pleases others, but the fire that has been calling to your spirit for years. Speak it, write it down, and strip away everything else. The minor goals, the side roads, the fallback plans. You don't need multiple aims. You need full submission to the one that truly matters. When you embrace one purpose, your mind gains momentum. Your subconscious shifts from working against you to aligning with your intentions. You begin to recognize what once slipped your notice. You move with a rhythm that creates power, speed, and certainty.
The person who commits to one purpose becomes an ally to himself, whereas one who juggles multiple objectives becomes his own adversary. You are here not to experiment with a multitude of ideas, but to complete one pursuit with such vigor that the world must adapt to your decision. If fear tells you to wait, act regardless. If logic nudges you toward diversification, focus instead. If others call for practicality, assert your aim. You will never feel entirely prepared. What's vital is your ability to decide. Now guard this aim, awaken each day with it, and let it drive your speech and actions. Embrace your purpose fiercely, for it is the flame that will illuminate your path, always guiding you forward. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with more motivational content. Like, share, and comment to support our work and spread the message.